Hey everybody out there, it's Alabama Deep and coming back at you. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit more on this movement, breaking it down as we go along, piece by piece, bit by bit. One piece at a time, didn't cost me a dime. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. See? Mm-hmm. I just got through taking my bath. So basically all the oils on my hands are gone for the time being anyway. So I feel it'll be okay just for a moment or two doing this. Let's see. That's loose. When I get a feeling I should grab another screwdriver. I don't like that red one. That red one seems to have some issues. So I think I'm going to go ahead and go with this. Magnetism. That's not good. If you saw that, that was magnetism. What the hell is she doing out there? I hate this movement holder. It doesn't want to do what I want it to do. I mean, I shouldn't have bought a cheap one. Come back in here just a little bit more. I don't like that because it seems like that's going to cause an issue. That's way too big. I trust this one. See how that's hanging on? That's magnetism. Again. Magnetism is not good. Before I do anything with that, let me pick out another screwdriver. That one's too big, I do believe. I want to choose one that's going to be a little bit better. That's definitely too big. I haven't seen this bronze one yet. Oh, that bronze one is absolutely astronomically huge. Let's look at blue. Blue's big. Now looking at some of these others. I think I can repair this one. Seems I have some pretty good chipped ones here. I do have some backup drivers that I can use. I may have to resort to one of those. Let's see how this red one does. I don't think I like that all that much. That's not good enough. That's very big. It's got a chip in it, but I'm very hesitant on some of these screws. It's coming off nice and easy. Take that off. I want to circle back around to this. That's off. A little bit more. that one goes flying, but guess what? It's large enough I can see it. And I think I know where that is. If not, I know it's big enough to find. And it has not gone anywhere too far. Thank goodness. And I see it. Okay, I'll be coming back, circling back around for that before this is over with. Okay. I must be very careful with some of this. As you can see, some of it do have flying parts. So what I'm going to do now is on this, I now have that piece. There's no other parts on there. There is some magnetism definitely on the other parts. So that tells me more and more. Here's this. I'll be having to demagnetize this very soon. Little jumper spring. Thank goodness I've got it. It should be safe. And if I am correct with this tool being spoiled as I am, and I'm not going to force that if it doesn't want to go. I need a bigger screw head for that. I think it's going to be this one right here. I really dislike this movement holder. Okay. This is the reverse thread. As in, it has to tightening it up. Righty-tighty is actually loosening it. Now this is showing another spring here. We need to be careful with this because like on every other 3135 movement. This part right here has a jewel that just sits on it. And now I have the jewel. It's in there. Ah, yes. I'm about to lose this movement again, but not if I have my way with it. There we go. I need to come over here. Must be That's a very powerful spring right there, so I'm going to be very careful with that. I can't afford to lose it. So, I'll tell you what, before we run out of time on disassembling this one, let's go ahead and let me show you what we're going to be doing now. I have a majority of the parts. I think I can figure out what's going on with this movement. It's stripped down a little bit more than it is needing to be, but we're going to look at every little piece now under the microscope before we start running out of time. I have to help my wife decorate the house. So I am going to be going to go do that in just a minute and calling it a night over here. So I'm going to go ahead and have a look-see at what's going on under the microscope. And you guys are going to join me on this one. So let's go ahead and let's detach, because you guys are going to be joining me looking at all of these parts to see how they look. How do they look under the microscope? Are we missing teeth? Are they looking fair? You know, all of that. And that's what we're going to be doing. So coming up over, this is now my microscope station. And this is what I'm going to be looking at through here to see what's going on with all the movements. So you'll have a good idea of what we're looking at here in just a minute. Okay, so what I'm going to do is this is going to be the stand holding my parts. So let's come over here. Let's grab our first tray. Being very careful with it, not to drop. And we're going to have a look at these parts. So in doing so, it's going to be a little bit different for y'all. I'm going to zoom it all the way out. And let's see if I can put you up like this, so you can see what I'm looking at while I'm doing it. And also, when it comes to be your turn, you'll be able to see with me. And by the way, let me go ahead and point out my picture hanging on the wall. And we have a screen up there as well. So let's go ahead and let's back this up a little bit. There we go. And I'm not sure how this is going to look. Am I going to look really big on here? Am I going to look pretty small? I don't know. I guess it doesn't really matter much. There we go. I think that's going to look pretty well. So let's start with, put my glasses on as I'm transferring parts over. Let's just look at a couple of them. Piece looks good. We have to check out each little teeth on these wheels to make sure everything looks good. So now it's your turn, everybody, to come in and have a look at what this wheel looks like. See how that looks? I know you can't tell as well as I can. That looks good. See how the teeth all match up? That looks fine. And now we're going to move on to the next one. See how that looks? Talk about being perfect. They definitely look perfect. Absolutely perfect. Yeah, this is the escape wheel that we're looking at. Escape wheels at times can be issues when it comes to this. You can count everything on there. Good. A couple more minutes before 30 minutes is up, and I'll have to load this one up. That's okay, though. Okay. What's the next one we have to look at? Let's look. Well, I don't think it's the winding works. It's going to be any issues. Could be any of these wheels. Almost perfect. There's nothing wrong with that wheel. I would like to look at that. Look at the stem itself. Before we end this video. Nothing wrong with the stem. Stem looks fine. Idea. Use my hand as a cup. It's interesting. Fuzz. I don't know if y'all would like to see the balance wheel and jewel. We can do that. There it is. And there's my whole setup sitting on there. Looking at the whole jewel as it's under the microscope, and it's just pretty, pretty, pretty. Okay. Looking good so far. Interesting. Well, I don't see any teeth missing. That's good. That means we're just somewhat dealing with a dirty movement. We'll take it. I don't know. The movement doesn't look that dirty to me. But what we're going to do is take everything here. I'm going to put it back over here, right where it should be. And then we're going to go ahead and finish the disassembly in our last video that we're going to be doing. Not tonight, I don't think. Maybe in a little while, perhaps. Give me a few hours to help the missus out with her decorating. And then when I come back, we're going to go ahead and we're going to finish this disassembly with the balance. And then we're going to go ahead and do some cleaning and oiling. And after the oiling, it should be running after it's put back together. We're going to clean the jewels one by one. That's coming up. And then we'll finally be at the conclusion. Put that back on there. These guys are ready to go. Okay. All right, guys and gals. Thank you for watching the latest installment. We have a little bit of ways to go here, but we're finally getting to the part where we can start cleaning, inspecting the last few parts, putting back together and oiling as we go along, and then hopefully this movement is going to fire right up. And you know, while I am over here, we're going to go ahead, we're going to do one more thing before we go. Now, of course, we do have the dial and everything. We have all the parts put inside here. Remember, these are all the screws that make up this watch. Look at all the small parts. Let's take it over here because it was clinging to dear life. Now they're not clinging to dear life. We have demagnetized them. We'll demagnetize those too in the next video coming up. I'm going to go help my wife decorate. Thank you everybody for watching. When we come back, we'll clean, assemble, and oil, and then we will be done. So everybody, catch me on the next part of the latest Datejust serviced and repaired. Thank you for watching, everybody. Please like, share, and subscribe. Help me on YouTube's algorithm. And we got another installment coming up after I do some decorating and hanging tapestries. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.